He was like, yo, dude, I want you to come out here for a day. You know how ballsy you have to be to talk about sales and songs? You're talking about closing down deals and where them leads at. And no one's doing that shit. And I was like, dude, I want to be our voice for entrepreneur music. Entrepreneurs need somebody to do this shit for them, and I'm that person. People think passion can't make profit. You wrong.
YAK, the studio CEO.
They got a trunk.
I think the motor's back there.
I flew to Dallas to the headquarters of Break Free Academy. Ain't with Ryan Stewman, so I can learn the strategy. I'ma take what I learned from Ryan, strategize and apply it. If you're not growing, you're dying. It's now my time to go. It's time to grow.
This is the first time in my life I started thinking, shit, I might make $100 million, you know? And it was also a big letdown because the market crashed and I didn't get to do it in time, you know? It's like, fuck, dude, I missed maybe my one shot. But I had like a Bentley picked out, man, and this house that I wanted to live in, I went and looked at it and all this shit, man. I was like, I'm gonna make these things happen. And then, like I said, the market crashed. But when I was actually coming up in the internet marketing game, I didn't want nice cars and shit like that. I was like, man, you know, I'm cool with this little Infiniti I got. And my neighbor, though, he had all these Lamborghinis and Ferraris and shit. And I'm like, man, you drive by them every day, park next to them every day. You're like, fuck.
Right.
Those sure look nice. Right. He had like 2 or 3 McLarens, an Aston Martin, 2 Ferraris, a Lamborghini. This motherfucker had everything. And I'm like, shit, if he can have 10, I can have 1.
Straight up. Do you have your money in a whole bunch of different places?
Fuck, dude, all over the place. Yeah. If you get too much money in one place, you'll start thinking you're comfortable. Mm-hmm. So I have 8 different companies that I run.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I have an agency. It does a couple 6 figures a year, not
ad
too
agency?
much money. We build websites, and then I've got phone sites. Then I got phone sites, and then I've got Break Free Academy, and which is all of our digital products. And I got Wolfman, which is a real estate company that I have integrity-driven nutrition, which is a vitamin company that I invested in that failed horribly, but I still own that motherfucker. And then we have the Hardcore Closer, which is like the parent company for everything, and then I have an alarm company.
Oh shit! What do you like?
Alarms, you know?
What do you just look for problems and you're like, oh shit, I got a solution for that. I can do this. Like, what do you look at when you start your business?
Yeah, so I look at what's missing. So we started phone sites because ClickFunnels was too damn busy.
Yeah.
And it was too much for someone to learn that's a rookie. And so I just
wanted to
looked
bring
for like
my screen
how I can,
with it.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I invest in this, in something to make these people's lives easier when they invest with us? So real estate, I got all these, like I've been flipping real estate since 2004 or 5 though. Because I had a mortgage job and it made sense to flip real estate on the side, you know. And so once we had 7 figures in the bank account, I'm like, man, I don't like this fucking money sitting here. Let's just start buying houses. So me and my partner put in a few $100,000 each and started buying properties. He does all the numbers and the finance shit with the banks and all the paperwork stuff, and I go find the houses and make them pretty.
I know how to see opportunities. Like when you message me, right? Damn right, I'm gonna spend fucking 700 hours to get a flight there and back in one night because I know me, and I know, some people would do that randomly, but they wouldn't vibe. They don't do their homework and shit like that. People don't know how to see opportunities that are in front of them because they're so stuck in their own way right now. It's like,
and a big skill set is to learn which opportunities not to jump on. Every day some dipshit's offering me something.
That, like, one dude came up to me though, and me, I'm just in this lane, just getting my name out there, and dude, we did a little Zoom call, and so what do you want me to do for you? And he's like, because I tell people, hey, I'll consult you, creative consulting, and he basically hit back like, I didn't feel like you respected me. Like, dude, I do this shit. I've been doing it for 23 years. And I'm like...
Oh, I've had that happen a lot too, man.
I'm like, what the fuck, dog?
Motherfuckers thought they were getting some kind of friendly discount. And then when you come at them with like, you ain't no different than anybody else, they get all in their ego.
Well, and I know when to play, like with, you know, Billy and them, like I know when to lose the battle to win the war. And it's like, you can't lose the battle to win the war with every fucking person.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, there's some people that bring, you know, like, you know, for what we're doing today, I typically charge 10 or 20 grand.
That's what I was telling him.
And there's some people that it's worth just, you know, let them come in and talking, because you're going to learn some shit about their business too. Like if Billy Jean hit me up, he's like, hey man, what's it for a day? I'm like, dude, just come out. Let's hang out. You know what I mean? But just people that you're not close with or can't reciprocate or whatever the case may be, that think they are. I've been there. I've been in that dude's shoes where I thought I was in tall cotton, but I wasn't. You know? That's like a Texas saying, tall cotton. But like I thought I was out there and doing some big shit, but I wasn't. And when I hit some of those guys up originally, and they weren't, they're like, well, what can you offer to me? Like, this is fucked up, you know? But now I look back and I'm like, shit, I'm the same way. I got all these people I've spent fuck tons of money for. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let one bad apple spoil this whole bunch of shit that I put together and spent millions of dollars on, you know? But I didn't think of it that way before I had it. I could see, you know, like salespeople, man, if you tell them they need to work on their pitch, like people pitch me all the time, like, this is a horrible pitch. If you were on Shark Tank, they would run you the fuck out of the building. Man, they get so mad. The logical thing to do would be to say, hey man, well, how can I get better at it? If you were to pitch me, what would you say so I'm cool and an expert? That never has happened once ever. I had dudes threaten to fly out here and kick my ass because I told them their sales pitch sucked. And dude, it's fucking crazy, man.
Humans are feelings and not humans are logic, man. That's why it's so good to have, like you said, like people to kind of, that you respect and be like, nah, dude, you're tripping right now. Because obviously everyone's going to, see me, I'm totally fucking different, man. I want people to just literally hammer me. I do what I do, and yeah, I do it well, but fuck, I know I can do it so much better if I have people like you and shit doing it. But when we were just talking about the dude with the money and shit, don't you think when you do pay the money, right, like, yeah, you could probably get your way in and get it for free, but like the respect that is earned by, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I never joined a mastermind for free.
Right.
Never. And I'm always, man, because of my prison background, man, I'm always suspicious if somebody wants to do something for you anyway. I remember I had already been to state prison, and I went into federal prison, and this like bald-headed white dude came in, and he's like, here's some soap and a toothbrush and some shampoo. And I'm like, oh no, man, it's cool, man. I don't want to owe anybody any favors. I'll just lay here and smell like shit for a day or two till my commissary hits, you know? Like, I ain't letting no shaved head, tall ass white dude fucking get me looped into some shit I don't want to be looped in. He's like, dude, I run the fucking church here. Just take the goddamn shampoo. You don't even have to pay me back. And everybody's like, he's cool, man. Quit being an asshole, Stewman. I'm like, shit, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I'm always leery. Because in the state, the motherfucker give you some shampoo. You're going to have to give him some ass a couple days later if you ain't got your shampoo money back, you know? And so I'm always leery about that too. Like with, you know, plenty of times, like David Goggins, for example, he's like, hey man, what's your address? I'm gonna send you your money back. Dude, you sent me all these referrals, you helped me out. I'm like, dude, just keep the fucking money. I already paid it, it's already gone in my mind anyway. Just keep the money, you know? And anytime somebody like brings me to an event, always, if it's good shit, I offer to buy their stuff. Like, hey man, how much is it to get in your network or whatever the case may be, right? So I don't want no handouts, because I don't want people asking me for free shit.
Straight up.
I'm a big believer in you sell how you buy. And so when it comes to buying, if you're a cheap ass negotiating for the bottom dollar, always wanting a bunch of free shit, then you're fucking doomed, because that's what you'll expect when people come to fucking buy from you. I expect people to pay full price when they buy from me, so I got no problem paying full price for whatever the fuck I buy too, you know?
Yeah, that's why, you know, a lot of people on the outside looking in, like when they ask me about, shit, dude, like, you hit me up 2 days before and I was there. And they're like, oh, did he buy your flight? And I'm like, no. And they were like, what? And I was like, see, that's why I am where I am and you're not where I am, just for this. And I'm not saying that bragging wise, I'm saying that as taking action. You're looking at 700 hours as a lot. I'm looking at it as, I'm getting an opportunity. I'm going to show these people who the fuck I am, because I know who I am. So many people want people to know who they are, and they don't even know who they are, like, as a person. And I know who I am. So it's like, I'm going to earn my respect.
You know, I'm going to learn some skills, but, you know, in that deal I joined with Ed and Andy. Like, there's 75 people that are doing high 7 or 8 and 9 figures a year in business. Like, I want to be around this motherfucker, so I paid the 60 grand for it. I could have traded Ed, like a few people traded Ed some shit for it. I could have easily went, you know, well, here's what I'll do. I'll get you Forbes magazine, and I'll fucking blah, 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 build you a funnel, and, you know, some dumb shit, but instead I'm like, here, just take my money.
Right.
I flew to Dallas to the headquarters of Break Free Academy. Meet with Stewman so I can learn the strategy. I'ma take what I learned from Brian, strategize and apply it. If you're not growing, you're dying, and it's not my time to go. It's time to grow.
So right now, how are you making money?
Alright, so lead magnet, I would say it's custom theme music. I'm trying
So,
to...
well, let's, all of that, hold on. So, what do you sell? So, like, what are one or two things that you sell?
A custom theme song.
You got one product right now.
That custom theme song and a monthly service where it's called, I call it Rock Media.
Okay. Okay, so custom theme song costs how much?
30 grand.
How many of those can you, like, legitimately do a month?
Seriously, probably about,
Without losing creativity, energy?
I'd say 15.
Okay.
I was just going to say one a day.
Yeah, I usually do.
3 a day? You don't know YAK.
For real.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so this business maxes out at 45 grand a month. Okay, it's not bad money. What's Rock Media?
So ROC, recycling old content, it's $3,500 a month.
Okay.
And I give them pieces of content, like, for example, you have a podcast, YouTube, Facebook. I take
you
all,
chop it up and edit it.
I repurpose it for them so they don't have to do it. And I have people doing that for me. So
Okay.
I don't even do that shit right now. So I have 2 of those on retainer. So really that's, I mean, I could take on, is that your next question, is how much?
Yes.
I mean, I have about 6 editors ready to go. I have 2 clients right now, and I haven't taken on any more other clients because I know that this is what I need. So at the moment, probably I could take on 6 more because I have 6 other editors, but I mean, that's the scalable part in my eyes.
Because you can always hire more people
Yeah.
when you're not having to produce it yourself.
And really what I'm doing with, like, if someone comes to me and says, hey, I want a theme song, I go in my fact-finding questions. I ask certain questions to know if they're qualified for Rock Media. And that $3 grand, like I've done it before where you damn near get the theme song for free if you get on a $3,500 a month with me for at least 6 to 12 months.
So how many people have you done the custom song for, do you think?
I've done about, I know I run that through on PayPal, and then probably like the last 3 months I've done about 25 grand.
How many people? That'd be like 8 people.
Yeah, I've done about 8.
Could you list the folks that you've done it for, like Casey and some of the other guys?
Because yeah, I know because some of them did pay. Some of them I lost the battle. Does that matter?
No, because they'll still give you a testimonial. So
Right.
what you want to do is you want to go back to the people, because like your main source is word of mouth on that. That's probably the best network to stay in because you hit a capacity at 15 a month anyway. And so what you need to do is go back to Billy and Casey and some of these other guys and say, hey man, who do you know that could use a song like I'm doing, right? And can I get a testimonial video from you, just 30 seconds, you know? And then, you know, you're asking, especially the ones that you did the hookup for, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to want to hook you back up. It's like, hey man, you know, I would say this, like, I went and met with Stewman, and I'm figuring out how to grow my business and the numbers I need to hit. Who can you send me as a referral that needs one of my songs? You know, podcasters and stuff like that. So next up, the more scalable business is the recycled old content. Because what we're trying to do is figure out the scalability of this. So the next is you have 8 editors. but it's scalable, but that would be $28K a month. So with recycled old content, you can hit up influencers, video guys, podcasters, speakers, content. And so I think got a good price. How many videos they get for $3,500?
12 to 15.
30-second or 1 minute videos. And all they gotta do is provide you the stuff, and y'all edit it,
Or
put the music
sometimes,
behind it,
shit,
whatever.
we'll go find it. Like if you have hella YouTube videos and like they're from a year and a half, 2 years, I'm like, don't even worry about it. I'll go get it for you.
Because I think you could run one of your videos and you're like, do you have a ton of content just sitting on a storage disk or social media platform somewhere? If you have videos, podcasts, event footage, or just random B-roll, we'll take your old content, remix, rebuild, and produce 12 new videos per month for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else you want to use it. No need for a film crew or video editors. We'll do it all for you. Like, dude, putting that in front of the entrepreneur audience and the YouTube audience and stuff like that should be pretty powerful, because there's a lot of them like myself that are just sitting on a bunch of stuff and I paid somebody else $3,500 a month to do some stuff, and they had me film a bunch of new stuff, which is cool, but we learned some stuff from it. Yeah, I think I would start off with the ROC and then the theme song be the upsell.
Okay.
You know, for sure that's how I would do it, because I think the ROC is a way more attractive offer and more scalable. So the first thing that I would do is I would make a video where it's examples of other people's shit that you've done, and it's like you're talking over it, but it's examples that you've done in the back end for other people already. It'd be like, if you're sitting on a ton of content, you know as well as I do, unless content's like money, if you're not making it move for you, it's not doing you any good. You have all this old content laying around that you could repurpose over and over the keys. And I would point out some like top people, like if you look at guys like Cardone and Tony Robbins, they're still using recycled old content from the 80s. They really are. If you log into Cardone University, it's still some shit that he did 20 years ago. It's still awesome, still applicable. Sales is a foundation. Yeah, the message is timeless. But if you've already said it once, you don't have to keep saying it over and over again to get new content out there. And just let us handle it, totally turnkey. You just give us whatever your YouTube channel is or wherever disc that you have, and we handle it from there, produce 12 to 15 beautiful 1 minute videos for you every month that engage your audience, excite them, entertain them, and you've got constant content for your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And the format, right? So they're not going too off of Facebook. Watching a Facebook video, clicking the link sends them a message, and then I would start a chatbot sequence. First thing you would say is something like, so tell me, how long have you been creating? So how long have you been creating content, right? They're going to reply. I would give them like 3 choices, 1 to 2 years, 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, right? And then the next one, when they pick that up, it's like, okay, cool, fill out this application. And so the chatbot, if they push any of those buttons, says fill out the app. And on your app, man, you can do this shit with phone sites pretty easily. On your app, you need to get their like name, email address, phone number, shit, obviously. But ask them for their YouTube channel, ask them what niche that they're in. So I would do YouTube channel, Facebook pages, Instagram handle, what niche they're in, how many videos supposedly they think they've made, estimated amount of videos produced, right? Do you have B-roll footage and like all the shit that you need for intake? So then when the person picks up the phone and talks to them, whether it's you or your team or whoever, right? When they talk to them, they're like, well, looks like you've been doing this for a long time. What do you do with all the old content? Cool. How much of that old content do you think was when you were really on fire and you were feeling it? How do you think that your old content stacks up to your new content, right? It's like, cool, let us go in, hands off, complete. You don't have to touch anything. You don't have to send us info unless you've got it on a disc or whatever. We'll take care of the whole thing for you. How much is each sale that you make every month, right? And so I always do like a financial close, because I'm like, okay, Joey, if I charge $5,000 a month for whatever it is I'm selling, right? I'll be like, okay, Joey, so you charge $3,000 for a song and $3,500 for recycled old content. So it sounds to me like, you know, I charge $5,000. Sounds to me like if we make 2 sales, you're already in the money from what I'm teaching you. So you make it like, you know, if you think your content's good enough to make you a sale a month or something like that, right? and I would sell them on, like, first of all, what pains they have with that old content. Like, why would old content bother somebody? Like, what would be the pain with it? It's like they made something that's awesome that not enough people have seen, hasn't been positioned right, is a good message. They're tired of repeating the message. Like, there's those kind of pain points with them, right? What you're selling is vanity. When you think about it, like, you're not selling something that's mandatory. You're selling, like, make cool videos of it. You know what I mean? It's a very vain thing that we're selling people. It's needed. It's very vain. So you're going to have to appeal to, like, those vain reasons. So, you know, why do you want to recycle your content? What do you think's happening right now that's just sitting there? You know, if you recycle, do you think you make sales from it? Do you think you could build an audience from it? Like, those kind of things, and figure out where they're feeling the pain of loss from having that old content. Here with my friend Joey YAK. What's up, dog? What's happening? Thanks for having me. So I met this guy at Billie Jean's event a couple months ago. And, you know, Billie Jean, he's a salesman. I don't know if you know Billie Jean or not, but just newsflash, he's a salesman. And so he sold this guy to the audience. He's like, look, I got some killer entertainment. I met this guy. He's going to come out here and drop bombs and blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, so this is going to be interesting. What kind of stuff's this guy going to do? And then Joey here shows up, and he comes out, and he has this, like, rap, but it's like entrepreneur rap, right? And it's like rap about the shit that we talk about as business owners and self-employed people and CEOs and sales folks. And, like, this guy has the lingo down. I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like, what a niche, right? So as I was waiting to go on stage and speak, he and I sat kind of close to each other and kind of had a few exchanges and connected on social media. And when I got back to Texas, I was like, well, shit, man, I wonder what he's doing next week for my event, right? Billie Jean's going to be here. I'm going to get Joey to come out. And between Danny Galvez and Joey YAK here, I think they really, like, we had some amazing speakers, but I think they just kept the pace in between the speakers and everything else with Joey's songs and Danny's short shorts and, you know, growling chickens and all that shit, right? And it just made for an amazing event. And so he did such a good job for us that when he took off back to his home in St. Louis, I hit him up a couple days later and I said, hey man, I really want to help you out. I really want to get behind what you're doing. Just come out to my office for a day. That would be today. It was like, just come out to my office for a day. I'll pick you up from the airport. And we'll put together a game plan for you because I think what you're doing can be huge.
I flew to Dallas to the headquarters of Break Free Academy. Meet with Stewman so I can learn the strategy. I'ma take what I learned from Brian, strategize and apply it. If you're not growing, you're dying. And it's now my time to go. It's time to grow.